We have a limit of x to the fifth minus 32 over x minus 2. So I do the direct substitution. I plug 2 directly in for x, and we end up with 2 to the fifth minus 32 over 2 minus 2. And after simplifying this down, we end up with 0 over 0. Now we need to come back up here at the limit, take a look at our function here. And there's been some other techniques that we've used in previous problems. However, this one's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be factoring this x to the fifth minus 32. And we're going to do some long division. So here it is. Don't be intimidated. This x to the fifth and the minus 32, as you can see here, on both ends. However, we've got all these zeros here. These are just placeholders, and it's very important that we put this in here. Now, you can do this by synthetic division. However, I just choose to do this using long division. Alright, well, this is the way this works. You take this x, and x goes into x to the fifth, so it's like writing x to the fifth over x and then simplifying that down, and you're left with x to the fourth. And then what you're going to do is take this x to the fourth and multiply it back. X to the fourth times x is x to the fifth, and then x to the fourth times the negative 2 here is negative 2x to the fourth. However, I have a plus sign here, and that is because we have to take the minus sign and distribute it across, because we're taking the difference of these two terms and the difference here of these two. So you take the negative, you multiply it across, and so, or distribute it across, I should say, and so x to the fifth minus x to the fifth is 0, and 0x to the fourth plus 2x to the fourth gives you just 2x to the fourth. And then we're going to repeat this process. X goes into 2x to the fourth, and you're going to be left with 2x cubed. And so we want to bring this 0x cubed down. It really helps us organize our work here. And then what we're going to do is take this 2x cubed, multiply it again back. Gives us negative 2x to the fourth, 2x to the cube minus 2x is negative 4x cubed. But remember, I've got a negative here, and I want to distribute it across. So a negative and a negative makes this a positive. And then what we're going to do is, once again, right, so we add these two together, we get 4x cubed, and we continue this process. X goes into 4x cubed, 4x squared. And then we, remember, bring this down. So then we go back, we multiply again, 4x times 4x squared times x gives us 4x cubed, 4x squared times negative 2x gives us negative 8, but then remember we distribute this negative across. So I'm not going to go through the entire thing here, but I will scroll down and let you see some of the work. So as you can see here, we end up with 8x squared plus 0x, right? And we end up with, let's see, 16x minus 30 with, it looks like, a remainder of 0. Okay, so this is really what we were looking for. This is what we're after up here. And so what we're going to end up having is x minus 2 times all of the stuff up here. Okay, so this is what we have written in the numerator now. And we have an x minus 2 down here in the denominator, so these x minus 2's are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with the x to the fourth plus 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then we do the direct substitution, plugging 2 directly in, and it's all equal to 80. So our limit as x approaches 2 of our function here is equal to 80, much like we claimed in the very beginning.